Hello. So I want to talk about a special expired film, which is a Russian film from the Soviet Union time, and it's called the SVEMA 64. It's a cool design, vintage box, and I bought that from Ukraine on eBay for a few bucks. The interesting thing is it's very slow film. It's a 64 ESA or ISO now, as we say, and it was expired in 1994, so just before just after the collapse of the Soviet Union, I would rate, although I'm not that precise in my history. But anyway, coming back to the film. When you consider shooting old film in black and white, you would have to say it's losing its sensitivity over time, and that's about one half stop for every 10 years. So 25 years, what would make maybe 1.5 stop, and you can do that by changing the ESA on your film, so that you can pretend that it's even slower as it is. So dividing by 2, that's a 32, and going a bit further, that would be maybe 25. Shooting at 25 ESA would be probably correct, which is very slow. So I'm very interested to see the results of shooting that old film. This is a 36 exposure. As you can see, it's all written in Cyrillic, which looks nice, although I don't read Cyrillic. I really like the design of that box. And the other interesting stuff with those film is they were sold without canisters. So that's why the box itself is a bit smaller than what we used to. And inside, the film itself is wrapped in a black paper that prevents light. So that means you have to put the film into a canister in the dark, and either you can use an old canister that has been used if you are confident with it, and you are very careful not to create light leaks. But I found also those reusable canister designed for that purpose. Plastic ones. I bought also on eBay from a guy in Sweden, so this is very international. And you see, it's very easy. You just turn and you put that in the dark, and you put the film inside, and it should work. And what I do to see the correct orientation, I take an existing film, and I just check the in what sense, in what direction it should go. So this is obviously how it should be, and I will have to do that in the dark. To do that, I'm using a changing bag. So if you're not familiar with changing bags, maybe you can watch a movie on that. But this is something like that. When you put your sleeves, you are able to change the film inside something which is dark, and you put your arms inside, and you're able to manipulate. So I use that all the time when I have to develop film, or I want to check if there is a film inside the camera, and put that in the dark and do my manipulation. And in that case, I will put that film inside the canister in the dark, and then I'll come back to you when it's done, and then we'll select a camera and shoot some film and see the results. So maybe we'll be in more than one video, because I just want to show you that, and the film inside the going into the canister, and then select the camera, and then go and develop and see the results. So either I will do one video or multiple videos, I don't know yet. In any case, I'm very interested to see what the results are, because as I said, this is a very slow film. So it's similar to what was at the beginning of photography. If you were interested in plate photography, they had very low ISO, and normally if you've got a very low ISO, it means you've got very little grain, and you can have very, very interesting pictures. Obviously, you have to be careful with when shooting, because you might have some very slow shutter speed. So either you use a tripod, or you have to shoot when the light is a good condition of lighting. But in any case, I'm very curious to check that, and then I will develop it, probably using Rodinal and stand development, because I'm a bit lazy, and I have some various success with stand development, so I might try to develop it with a more normal development, and I have to do my research on the internet to see what's the best chemistry to use, if it's Tetanol or it's Rodinol or whatever, Ilford. I will check and make some tests, and I'll come back to you and we'll see the result. So this is the SVEMA 64 film, expired in the 1994, 36 exposure, and we'll check that soon. Thank you. Bye.